we go. Okay, so thank you guys. I'm so excited for you to all be on this call tonight for our really first, I guess, upLIFT Tribe community call. And so, like I said before I pressed record on this, I really want, not just me, but Patrice as well, we really want for these calls to be super informational for you guys. We want for you guys to walk away with a lot of great information that you can be implementing into your business. But we also want for these to be kind of like a mastermind call where we can get to know each other better. Like, I want for you guys to feel like this is a true community outside of that little square picture that shows up on Facebook and Instagram. And so this can be something that you hop on while you're, making dinner or feeding the kids or giving them a bath and listen in. And at the end, if you want to jump on and kind of interact, that would be awesome. But feel free to take notes, whatever you need to do. And like I said, the really best way to do it is just type any questions that you have in that group chat. That way that at the end of it, I can kind of go through them and make sure I'm answering. And if I see one pop up, I'll answer it as we're going. Another cool thing that me and Patrice are really wanting to do with these calls is that we really want to invite other people to kind of own them and be a part of them. And so you may be hearing from other leaders in the business on something that they've been learning, as well as people who are not a part of our community. And so me and Patrice have both met some amazing coaches through Team Iron, through being at Summit, just a lot of different ways, people we've connected with. And so we want to invite them to jump on our calls and share their wealth of information as well. And so we just really believe that these calls are going to be an awesome way for us to, A, build more community, and then also have really great things that we can be implementing into our business. So tonight, I'm really excited to talk about how to grow your warm market. So there has been a lot of things happening on social media. There's been a lot of trends happening through Facebook and Instagram. And I'm going to kind of refer to my notes here, but it's really interesting. I had a great conversation actually with Michelle. And for those of you who don't know, Michelle does a lot of consulting, small business consulting outside of Beachbody. So she works His Way, which is a platform for women who work. But on top of that, she actually just signed a contract, and it's kind of, I guess, not something she's talked about yet, but with Donald Miller. He's a writer. He also owns the Story Conference. And so he travels around. He does these things called the Story Conference. He teaches people and businesses how to share their story. And so she's now doing consulting for them. And so I'm constantly picking her brain about things that are happening, whether it's social media and small business. And so she and I were kind of chatting actually while we were at Summit, and she shared some information with me that I thought was really interesting, and I thought that would be a great way to kind of kick off this call. So I think a lot of times we really focus on social media to kind of run our businesses for us. And I think it's something that's easy to get into a habit of because it's the passive way, it's the easy way. And even though we are putting ourselves out there, like we kind of can just press, okay, upload, and it's kind of, all right, share. And it doesn't feel like we're just, completely opening up and having to share it, in person or something like that. And so it's a little bit more passive. But one of the things that we're seeing happen, and even this summer, you probably noticed over the past month or two that your social media engagement is really going down. Facebook, Instagram especially, is actually down 2.5%, which doesn't sound like a lot because honestly, engagement is typically down on Instagram during the summer months anyway, just because people are busy with their families, they're on vacation, they're doing things, and so it's typically down. But the really interesting part with talking to Michelle, she actually just completed a survey where she surveyed a lot of small business owners and then also clients, so our potential customers. Now, keep in mind that the people that Michelle is talking to are women who are just like us. They're moms, they're believers. They want to, do things and be obedient to God's word, and they want to make sure that their families and their kids and all of that are at the forefront of their lives. And so for them, she actually surveyed them to find out, like, hey, what are your buying habits? What accounts are you following? Are you actually buying like products from these accounts you're following? Just really trying to understand their buying habits and how they're using social media. And the thing that we're seeing over and over again is that people are wanting to be less off their phone. They're wanting to engage more in like front of people one-on-one, because what was happening a few years ago is everyone loved the community of social media, right? They're like, oh, this is awesome. I'm meeting all these people. And granted, those things are still happening. Don't get me wrong. but people are wanting to spend more time face to face. They're wanting to build community locally. They're wanting to be able to sit down with people and have coffee and talk about these real life issues with someone they actually kind of know. And so while social media is growing, I don't want to say it's not. Yes, it's down 2.5%, but it is still growing at a rapid pace. Engagement on Instagram and Facebook is actually down 10 to 30%. So now that depends on the business, that depends on who you're talking to, but that's a lot, you guys. Like, I mean, if you would have been talking about 2 years ago, it's like constant engagement. People were so excited. Oh, I'm finding these accounts and fitness. But what we're finding is that people are catching on to how to run Instagram accounts, how to turn, an Instagram account or a Facebook account into engagement, into a click through, into a purchase, right? And so what we're seeing is that more and more accounts, especially as Beachbody coaches, are looking a lot the same, right? Like you think about 2 years ago, there was a lot less people doing stuff with faith and fitness. And now there's a whole lot more people. And we see a lot of Beachbody coaches whose accounts are starting to look a little bit similar. So what is making you different? So I say all this to frame us up for tonight, as we think about, how social media is, yes, it will continue to be a way that we are sharing nuggets in our business, that we're sharing things that we're learning. There's a few things that I really want for you guys to kind of put at the forefront of your business as you think about growing your warm market. So number one, use social media as a tool and a resource, not as your overall business. Social media is a really great resource. It's a great way to connect with people. It's a great way to start conversations. It's a great way to find people that you don't know, right? But it can't just stop there. It can't just stop with liking their photos. It can't just stop with sending them some message. It can't just stop with, hey, I love this photo of you. It has to become a conversation, and you got to take it off of social media. So how can you start those conversations with people? How can you, put those little breadcrumbs out there on Instagram and Facebook, but then take the conversation to maybe it's jumping on Zoom with them, or jumping on Skype, or jumping on FaceTime, or jumping on the phone with them, like connecting with them and letting them see that behind this little screen right here is a real person, a real mom with real struggles, a real mom who wants to help them get fit and healthy, a real mom who's lost 45 pounds after having a baby. Like, we got to take it off of the screen. We got to quit thinking that social media is how we're going to run our businesses. If you guys look at some of the top coaches, me and Patrice were actually talking about this at Summit, because we'd see them on stage, and obviously I'd be like, I want to follow them on Instagram. I want to find them and like see what their page looks like, because that's just what we do. But I'd go there and, they've got 2,000 followers, but yet they're like number 30 in the business. And I think it's easy to be like, wow, like, okay, what are they doing? They're taking it off of Instagram. They're taking it off of Facebook, and they're having real conversations with people. They're not scared to talk to them about it. They're not scared to make the ask. They're not scared to start the conversation. They're taking it off of social media. And like I said, social media is a great place to start, but it can't end there. So instead of focusing on likes and comments, we got to start focusing on taking it off of social media and having real conversations with people. I will say this with the social media, as we're kind of talking about that, because at the end of the day, for a long time, that's how most of us have been growing our warm markets. I'll be honest, that's how I've been growing my warm market for a long time. I jumped from, 0 Instagram followers to 15 point something. And really over the past probably 9 months, my following hasn't really grown that much. In fact, like, I would say the people who are following me and engaging with me are more engaged, but, my followers haven't really increased. But one thing I've been doing that is working in my business is I've really been focusing on curiosity marketing. And I talked to a few of you guys about this before. Shailene Johnson actually posted a video that she did inside of our team page. And she talks about this a lot. We actually heard her talk about it too at Summit. But in the past, it's been about attraction marketing, right? Like, that was her big thing for a little bit, is posting things that are going to make people want to be attracted to working with you. And now what we're seeing is what I just talked about a second ago, is that engagement is going down and more people look alike, more people are posting similar things. So what makes someone attracted to you over me? You know what I'm saying? So what we've got to start doing is create curiosity marketing. And so instead of posting about how I'm doing the shift shop, or how I'm doing, I'm a Beachbody coach, or how I'm, whatever, drinking Shakeology, you got to start thinking about how to talk about what you're doing in a little bit more of generic terms that are going to make them want to ask questions. I posted a picture, case in point, posted a picture earlier today of my salad. And I said, I'm really loving this new program. I lost 3 pounds last week. This week I've lost a pound so far. If you don't think you can change your life and change, whatever through your diet, this proves to you that you're wrong. Like, you can change your life by eating healthier. And it's amazing because I probably got like 6 people, I don't even know exactly, but 5 or 6 people who commented, and they're like, are you vegan now? What have you changed? Are you swapping out carbs for this? Like, so many questions. And if I would have posted there that I'm loving this, shift shop meal plan, like I'm already down, this or that, it would have been crickets. But people want to know what I'm doing because I just said the kind of results I'm getting, and I didn't say what I was doing. And so they're curious. They want to know. And so that's going to help you grow that warm market, because people being your follower on Instagram is a cold market, right? Like, you can get them to like your stuff. You can get them to follow you. You can get them to like your page on Facebook. That's your cold market. But turning them into your warm market is starting conversation with them, getting something going to the point where you can maybe make that ask, or you can say, have you ever thought about doing a challenge group? Or, well, this is what's working for me. I'd love to plug you into my challenge group. That's when you create that warm market, when you get that conversation going. And so curiosity marketing is helping you do that, because they're reaching out to you. They want to know what you're doing. And so it gets that conversation going, because it's no longer about, hey, let me reach out to them. Now it's about them reaching out to you. And so one of the things I've been doing in my business that's made a huge, huge difference is that when I get those conversations going, the first thing I say is, if they say, oh, well, I'm actually really interested in doing your, Mommy Strong boot camp. Oh, awesome. Do you have some time to talk tomorrow night? I would love to jump on the phone with you and just chat through this. Because here's the deal. When someone goes to your website or your link or your Google form and they fill out that information, essentially that momentum is high in that moment. It's kind of funny because at the bottom of Google Forms, you can actually see what time they filled it out. It's amazing to me how many people fill that form out at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 10 o'clock at night. It's crazy. But I think it's funny because when you look at the Beachbody infomercials, a lot of the infomercial, like people calling into the infomercials, happens at night. They're sitting on their couch, they're full from the day, they're unhappy with themselves, they're low in energy, and they need help. So it's your job as a coach to play off that momentum, to use that warm market, to play off that momentum and say, okay, I'm going to get back to them ASAP. So someone who's filled out a form on your website or on your Google form about wanting information on a challenge group, that is someone who is in your warm market, right? Like, that's easy. I mean, they're already saying they're interested. So all you have to do is follow up, set up a call, and make the ask, or tell them about the group. And so play off their momentum. Don't leave them hanging. Don't leave them hanging, honestly, for even 24 hours if you can. Like, try to get back to them ASAP, because they filled it out. This momentum was going. And then if they don't hear from you, they're kind of less interested, because they need to hear from you soon, because otherwise they're going to forget they even did it. So that's just one other little piece of nugget. And that was kind of going off track a little bit. But when we're talking about growing your warm market, like, I want for you guys to think about, like, how can you also engage them outside of just getting them to follow you. So I'm still kind of on point number 1 here, so I'm going to try to wrap this up. So number 1 was social media, using it as a tool or resource. And then number 2 is taking it off of the internet. So unplugging from the Google form, the website, all these fancy things, and letting them see the real you. And then number 3, how to really grow your warm market is ask for referrals. And so I think this is something that a lot of us don't put a lot of focus on. I know that for me, it can be one of those things that I forget to do. Sometimes it's kind of an afterthought, like, oh, maybe I should do this. And when I say referral, I'm not even saying, hey, tell your friends about me. I'm also saying, hey, can you share your story with me so I can share it? Or can you share your story with me, your before and after, or whatever photo you want to use so I can share it? Those things, those referrals, those stories that people share with you are so powerful. Those are the most powerful tool that you have in your business, is the people that have worked with you and gotten results. And so using those to continue to grow your warm market, using those to continue to see who's engaging with your stuff, those are the people who are interested. So use those things in your business, because those people that are being referred to you are people that they've already got a touch point. They're not just someone who filled out this or someone who filled out that or liked a picture. They're actually someone you should be engaging with. And so, so kind of also keep that at the forefront of your business. And let me just say this, like, I think that we get really focused sometimes on, this formula of Instagram and Facebook and this formula of how we should do things. And while I think it's great to be having someone, audit their Instagram or audit their Facebook and tell them what they can do better, and I want to be able to do for you guys, just focus on being an encourager. Focus on bringing value. I think there's a lot of negativity on Facebook and Instagram. And so just focus on being an encourager, even to other people's businesses, even if they're a Beachbody coach. Other people on this team, like, encourage each other, because it's a lot of people don't know this, but the more that you comment and like other people's stuff, Instagram and Facebook actually move you up. So people see more of your stuff if Facebook knows if you're commenting on other people's stuff and liking their stuff. So it knows that if you just go and post and you don't actually like and comment on people's stuff. So do that, because that's actually going to help you grow your business. That's actually going to help people see your stuff. But keep those things in the back of your mind, because those are the things that, if you're encouraging other people, they're going to want to come be a part of what you're doing. And other people are going to see that, like, wow, that girl's really encouraging. I really love, like, what she said there, what she said here. And so don't just expect for people to always come to you. Like, get out of your comfort zone and encourage people. And, Facebook and Instagram are constantly going to be changing, but the thing that's not is your why and your business. And that's why we got to start taking it off of social media. So Elizabeth had a question. Does anyone do group/workouts regularly with people? I have thought about doing a workout with the moms at my kids' school, but I'm not sure how to go about it. I'm going to take everyone off of mute here so that we can go over questions. I'm unmuting y'all. So Elizabeth, so yes, I have. I've done it twice now. And, I'm sure Patrice can speak to it too. She's done it as well. But it's been awesome. Like, even just, Leah was there on Saturday, but, like, it's just so fun to get with people, even just coaches, together and be like, hey, you're a real person. I've been watching you on Instagram and Facebook for a long time. I've been watching you grow your business. Like, we are in this together. Like, we're a community. And, like, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm around other people, like, that iron sharpens iron. Like, it's so true. Like, I feel like I'm thriving and excited and I have momentum because, like, I feel like I'm not on an island by myself trying to do this thing, So it also, what'd you say, Leah?
I was going to say, I also, in the Shift Shop group I'm doing that just started, there are a few girls in there that kept saying they know that they will quit if, they don't have somebody to actually work out with. And since a lot of them are local, we're going to try to get together like 2 times a week just to keep each other accountable. Because I know there's a couple of them that will stop if there's not somebody there working. So I'm excited to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let me ask you, when you do that, are you guys just playing a video like off of On Demand and then you're just doing it together?
Yeah,
that was the thing, because I could invite moms to come do this, like, actually at my kids' school, but I'm like, do I just take, like, my computer and stream a workout we do together, or like, because I'm like, I don't even memorize, I can't move, you know, so I've just never done that. I thought it would be a good way for me to connect with these moms and maybe get customers by offering for them to come and do like a class, I guess.
And I know everyone does it differently, and you know, Patrice is a personal trainer, so obviously she can do things. She's about to get certified, but whereas for me, I'm not, and so I'm just like, hey, you want to come over and we'll do this together? So I take like a TV out there that we have, just a little extra one that was in our bedroom, and set it up, and then we literally just kind of all spread it out, and I said, hey, bring your weights, and we had, I think, five girls there, so.
I had my mom and one of her friends knows that I really like PIO, and she's having trouble with it. And she's like, can you lead a class and we'll pay you? And I'm like, okay, not certified. You can't pay me. Like, that's not how it works. So I was like, but we could do the workout, you know, at my house, and I could help if I can, which kind of sparked my interest in getting certified in that, because now I know that there's people that would be willing to take that class, and it's my favorite program. So
yeah.
So.
Patrice, do you want to speak to like your point of view? Because obviously you've got all the certifications and stuff.
So I know there's a difference between like the Fit Club. Before there was the live, it was what you call Fit Club. So there's an actual kind of like a waiver form that you can have people fill out.
Oh,
you can
wow.
post an official like Fit Club. So you can call it, you know, just call it a Fit Club, you know, Elizabeth's Fit Club or whatever you want to call it. 4-8 Focus Fit Club. And so you can go, it's in our back office. And so you print out a waiver if you want to make it really legit, which if they have the resources, then not necessarily maybe like a home workout, that's different. But if you did want to teach it at a church or something, it probably would be best to just to keep yourself, you know, covered, to go ahead and have them fill out like a quick waiver, and you can call it a Fit Club, but you would play the video. And then the other aspect is the Beachbody Live classes, where you would get actually certified to teach it apart from the video, where it's you actually instructing the class. So it's still neat, you know. In the meantime, if you decide to do that, that's fine, but like still just be able to host it and kind of everybody just take the pressure off of you, just show up and kind of work out, press play. So yeah, so look into that. So Fit Clubs.
I just thought it would be a good idea. And it's hard because, well, I'm not super rural, but I'm kind of rural, and my kids co-op, because we homeschool, like, well, I drive 30 minutes to the co-op. And I know a lot of the families are spread out, so I don't know how many of them would come to my house. But, I mean, most of us are taking our kids and I thought we could even do it a little before. And they have like the facility there at the church. I'd have to get permission, obviously, to do all that. But I just thought it might help people kind of see what it's about. And then maybe they'd be interested in doing a challenge group or something like that. So
I think that's so huge. Like, just to piggyback off of everything that Caroline said, apart from social media, like Larry seriously is my biggest marketing person. Like, anytime we have somebody over the house, and I like it because it's not me being like, hey. Sometimes I wouldn't even think to do it, but just like friends or whoever. And he'll be like, hey guys, and like whip up shakes. He's always whipping up shakes for people. He's always taking people down the basement to, you know, show them the workouts and stuff. And it just makes it, when people see it before, you know, reading an email is fine. Like, okay, it's streamed, and okay, it's all these different workouts. But if you, like you said, just have people in your house and you're like, this is how it works, and they get to see it and try it out, you know, always, why not make a shake, let them taste Shakeology and taste that it tastes good, and then they'll ask more questions about that. Like, the more we can have people experience it off of reading it on paper, it just gets them attracted to it, you know. And the fact that you're doing it on your own time, and on your own time, like, people see the value in that too. It's like, you're not just, you know, trying to sell a challenge pack, you know. Of course, eventually that's the goal, because we know we're giving them everything. But in the meantime, that whole relationship piece, people like to see, you know, that you're just caring about them and valuing them. So
yeah, definitely.
I want to say something. So
Jennifer's really good at this.
there's an Herbalife executive leader lady out here in San Diego. She like runs San Diego. Like, everybody knows her, and she's amazing. Actually, I met her at a meetup, and she says, I'm just a mom like you. I'm not certified. I'm just here trying to get healthy. I want you to get healthy. She doesn't talk anything about Herbalife until the last 5 minutes. And I like really like her, but I just don't like the product. So I never like signed up for that, but that's why I started looking at the meetups and like looking into like hosting free like mommy groups. And that's what I say. I'm just here to do some mommy and me yogas, and then there are moves that I like looked up off of Pinterest. And I'm not certified as a trainer. I'm just having a good time. You know, I did yoga for a long time. I'm a coach, and you know, for Beachbody, I'll say this at the end, the Beachbody stuff. And if you're interested in like a meal plan or all that, and it's only like 5 or 10 minutes at the very end after you've given them all this free stuff, like during the cool down, like you're not really bugging them, you know. It's more, here's the free stuff. If you want more, reach me, you know. I think for me, my struggles is that I have to take both my kids, and one is teething and the other one's 2, and sometimes he's climbing on other kids, and people are like, why is there a kid touching my kid? So that's kind of where I'm struggling. And this lady, this Herbalife lady, Lisa, if you guys want to follow her, she has like a meetup every other day, but her kids are in school. Like she has the time. Like, you know, most of us have little kids, so we don't have that time to dedicate to like meeting these moms yet, but we're building. We're getting there, but I don't know, I lost track.
Yeah, that's why I had to do Saturday morning, just because like I have to have Brian watch Emma, and I just have to do it like we did like 7:30, because it's so hard when you have kids, because like even if it's during nap time, it's like, well, they might be up, or you know. Yeah, exactly. So I think you just have to find what works for you and your season of life, and you know. But I definitely, like, I guess, Elizabeth, to answer your question, like, it sounds like we all have different approaches, but I think all, like, really good, cool ways of making it fit our life, you know? And we're already working out, so it's like, just come join me.
Free swag, anything little, like, you get, like, double the people to show up. I signed up for Momco. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. They send you free products. Like, you just pay for shipping, because they want you to give it away, and like the way you pay them is to tag the brands that you're giving away.
Oh wow, Momco?
Yeah. So you say, hey, I'm giving free swag at my meetup, and then that's it. If you guys want me to get in, I guess message me, and I have to invite you. You have to be invited by a Momco mom. I invited Patrice already, but if the rest of you want in, I can.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I definitely want that.
Free stuff to give away, and then like you get double the moms.
That's cool. That's awesome. Anybody else have any questions, comments? Otherwise we've got 3 minutes, so we'll have to make our little in piece kind of quick. But Patrice, do you want to share like one thing that's working in your business right now?
As you asked at the beginning, that we were going to share something, I wrote down referrals, and then you talked about referrals.
I love it.
No, that's something that's really, really big, because I think Michelle Myers always says, it wasn't your cousin that she tried to get to sign up.
Yes.
And then she was like, no, and then connected you. So don't just think about that person. Think about the people that person could bring you. So I've been really big on, you know, just asking inside of my group, like they're already the people that trust me, and they know that I'm not just trying to, you know, sell them. And so I just asked, like, hey, it would be a blessing if you sent somebody my way, you know, somebody that could benefit. You guys are seeing great results. You guys are loving this group. Like, let's not keep this just with us. You know, if you could share with somebody. And they always get at least 1 or 2 people from inside of my group already. So don't check off those people, you know, ask those people for referrals. Or if you're talking to somebody through an invite, through a message, and you're like, hey, I understand that this isn't a good time for you. Is there someone else that you think would? And I've had that happen before, where they're like, yeah, sure, my sister Susie. And I'm like, all right, bring Susie over. So always ask, you know, that if it's a no, again, it's a no, but always ask.
That's awesome. Anybody else want to share something? We have less than a minute, but that's really working in their business. I kind of shared mine, but Leah?
I had good luck with this group with referrals in a different way. I offered people that had done my groups before that are doing the shift shop, if they brought a friend, I would send them free agility markers. And that kind of helped me get some more participants.
Yeah, having a prize.
Yes.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys for being on the call. Sorry I don't have the upgraded Zoom. It's like $40 a month or something crazy. So maybe one day when we have a lot of people on the call. But thank you guys for being on. I hope this is really helpful. Feel free to Facebook message me anything with questions. But I am going to put this on our YouTube channel that I'm creating. And so this will be here to rewatch if you need to. And I've got like tons more notes that I could have gone over. So if you want to dig in, let me know. Thanks, everybody. Y'all are awesome.
Bye.